si Hearty. Kumusta ka? We can start with highs and lows. So, nandito tayo.
Ano po,
May si
ako,
Hearty.
medyo maraming highs. Char, puro highs. Siguro una, tapos ko na yung emails for, hindi pa tapos, pero ano na lang, yung consumption emails na lang. So tapos ko na yung launch emails for two of my clients.
Okay,
Makakahinga na
nice.
medyo lesson burden, ganyan. And then next, highs pa rin yung sa sa EUI ngayon. Kasi bago ako mag-join, may kausap pa ako na isang mag-join daw. So, parang super happy and grateful lang na, kasi this is out of my bubble yung ginagawa ko.
Mm.
Oh my gosh. So parang, hindi naman sa maingay, pero parang yung parang kumbaga sa emails much more yung post ko ngayon sa Facebook for UI. So
Right.
naman, parang although parang syempre medyo part of me uncomfortable ako. Parang yun na rin yung low ko na medyo uncomfortable pero I'm doing it kasi parang since I started sharing about it, maraming interested. Tapos yung ibang nagme-message parang nagpapaiyak pa gano'n. So
Oh, wow,
parang
really?
maraming heartfelt messages. Kasi syempre, for me kasi I do not have na parang client success, ganyan na pwede kong i-brag. So I can only brag about yung basta yung naging parang transformation ko in the program. Kasi ganun ako kilala ng mga tao. So yun, super happy na parang maraming naka-appreciate ng pagpa-promote ko. Tapos isa lang yung goal ko talaga kasi hindi ko naman alam na may parang interested sa kanila. So ngayon 5 na sila. So parang sabi ko
Wow.
stretch na sa akin yung 3. So 5 na sila. And then marami pang indecisive na ayun. So ang lows ko po siguro ang low ko kasi sabi niyo nga last week, this does not happen every time, yung ganitong parang hype. Hindi lang siguro dahil hype ng EUI, no? Pero yung parang always, parang positive, ganyan. So, ayun yung low ko na rin na, kasi I'm starting also to grow my community sa, yung email copywriting community ko. Ganyan, kay Chelsea, nag-start na ako mag-connect with her outside EUI, tas sa iba niyang friends. So, parang, ayan na siya. So parang I'm
Huwag natin,
afraid.
tama na yung backbite muna. Dito na si Chelsea.
So parang,
Then you go ahead.
may tendency ako na parang when I lose the momentum, nawawala rin ako. Pero ganun, okay na magtatago na naman ako in my own bubble. So,
Right. Right.
yun yung fear ko ngayon na if I lose the momentum, baka mawala ako tapos mawala na rin yung mga tao na-attach na. Char! So, yun lang po.
Okay. Can we go back to that later, Michelle? Parang marami tayong pwede unpack sa sinabi mo eh. Pero let's go round robin muna to everyone. No? So,
Yes,
I guess part of it, yung feedback that you got and the fear that came because of that. No? Inonote ko lang dito. Gusto ko balikan later. But thank you. Let's, palakpakan naman natin si, yan, si Michelle. Here, feedback. Thank you, thank you. May naman una, actually, kala ko nagkamali ba ako ng link ng bigay sa office hours. Kasi parang solo, kala ko mag-chill lang ako for office hours today. Okay. Sige. Si Hearty naman. Si Hearty yung next na nag-join.
Hello.
Kamusta?
Okay lang, masaya. Crazy
Maganda.
week. Crazy week. And ano ba yun, coach? We discussed what happened with our week,
Highs and
challenges, gano'n.
lows.
Highs and lows, okay.
Yeah.
Lows muna kasi mas recent yung lows. I can't go into detail pero I messed up. And it affected me. It affected me. Kahapon lang kasi. So, paano ko ba sabihin? Ayoko kasi to go into detail kasi kasi it has something to do with yung EUI. I messed up. Kasi I'm working with J3. sa affiliate management team. So, may bubus akong nagawa and nahiya ako. Nahiya ako sa
Mm.
kanya and then I felt embarrassed and parang sabi ko, ano ba yan? Parang it's something that I should have known. Parang sabi ko sa sarili ko, I should have known this na ano naman. But I dusted myself off and wala, kailangan mag-recover. Kailangan pa rin gawin. Like may deadlines, may like may pinapagawa siya. I need this by this time. So wala, no time to cry. No time to mag self-pity and sit in the corner and just feel sorry kasi may responsibilities pa din. So, yun yung lows ko. And highs naman is happy to have the experience of hello, parang nawala ako.
Ay,
Ayun.
oo nga eh. Kala ko nag-beach ka na.
Sabihin na natin. So yun, happy to be part of something big and happy to apply what I've learned. Although medyo ngarag ng konti kasi I don't know totally what I'm doing. Parang learn as I'm going along. Kasi yung inaral ko naman talaga is email copywriting. That's where I'm enrolled in. I'm in Inbox Society. I'm in EUI. And what I'm being asked to do is not exactly, somehow similar, but not exactly that. So, but it's amazing kasi J3 is a good teacher naman and I'm learning a lot. Yeah, he's great. Actually, Coach Alan, napanood ko pero short lang, hindi ko pa natapos. Your interview with him sa YouTube. I don't know how I stumbled across it. Parang nagsasearch ako. You were interviewing him. Mataba pa siya noon. So,
J3?
yeah.
Medyo
And I
mataba ba
found,
si J3? Baka
medyo,
slimmer siya ngayon. Yeah.
yeah, payat na kasi siya ngayon. Medyo mataba siya ng konti. Medyo malusog. And then, I found out na pala, he's a teacher sa UP dati. Na I found out
Yeah.
things about it. Pero simula lang, hindi ko pa natapos kasi ang dami niyang ginagawa. So, yun, I feel nervyos kasi everyday kami nag-huddle. Minsan naisip ko, kaya baka, although he's very, okay naman, as in wala akong masabi, pero it's more on my part. Parang I really want to, syempre do well sa mga tasks na binibigay. Mostly writing, he's asking me to write, pero hindi naman siya email. Parang he just gives a topic and, okay, ganito, write it down. So, yun. And na-challenge yung ko. I'm taken
Yung
out of
brain
my
cells mo.
comfort. Yeah. And
Is it
nga
not
eh,
emails?
it's not exactly email. It's swipes kasi, Coach Alan eh. Yung swipes
Okay.
for affiliates, yeah, he's asking me to write those and ine-edit niya. Although, ang satisfying naman, lalo na when I see the affiliates use some of it. Parang inisip ko, wow, okay. Pero, yun nga lang, minsan, at first kasi okay naman, sabi kasi niya, parang sa unang sabi niya, feedback niya, it's like a template. Okay, parang
Right.
ganyan, may something's blocking you. So, ibaba
Right.
natin. So, he asked me to write and write. Parang dapat be vulnerable. Kasi nahirapan ako when
Okay.
when I wrote, sabi ko, parang naiiyak ako. Alam mo yun, he asked me to tell my story and it was heavy.
Okay.
So, I was like,
Okay.
nahirapan ako, parang nag-hesitant ako. So, sabi naman niya,
Okay.
lumagpas ka doon, okay na. Ngayon naman, sobrang haba naman. Sabi na, i-trim mo.
Okay.
So, okay lang.
Okay.
Hindi naman ako, parang I felt okay somehow. Sabi ko, moving forward ba naman? Sabi niya, yeah, slowly moving forward. Kasi siya din, as
Right.
he's teaching, parang tinitry din niya. Sabi ko kasi, wow, parang we're all, paano ba yun? Hindi naman winging it, pero he's also trying to see kung paano siya magturo, kung effective ba yung the way he teaches. So, ganun, overall, masaya naman, masaya. So, nakaka-nervous lang, like may mga deadlines na you have to hit it. So, I'm out of my comfort zone and
Right.
happy. So, happy na
Great.
nervous.
We
Yun
can
lang, ang
talk about
haba
it.
na.
Yeah. We can
Sorry.
talk about it more later. Maybe kung yun
Okay.
yung gusto mong question, you want help with that. no? But thank you for sharing, 'di ba? I guess
Thank
dito
you
yung
din.
di naman 'to makakabalik kay J3, wala magre-report kay J3, Okay, dito lang 'to. Okay,
Yeah.
yeah,
So yun,
yeah.
thank
Alright.
you. Thank you.
Thank you, Hearty. Yan. Who would like to share next? Ano ba yung order? I think si Chris. Yan, Chris, would you want to share?
Hi coach, naririnig ba?
Yep. Kamusta ka?
Okay naman, sobrang roller coaster ng emotions
Mm.
this week and
Mm.
last week. So, yun,
Yeah.
nagsabay kasi o sige sa ano na ba yun? Sa lows siguro muna tayo.
Sige.
Yeah,
You can
nagsabay
start
kasi
with lows and highs. Yeah.
yung Sprint at saka yung EUI affiliate. So, yun, isa rin ako sa mga affiliates and
Mhm.
nafe-feel ko si Heart.
Mhm. Ano yung Sprint for people na... So, siguro explain ko rin pala kasi not everyone might be familiar with.
Ay, oo.
EUI is a program I'm launching with our friend si John Pagulayan. It's about email copywriting, particularly to start a freelancing career as an email copywriter. Tapos I think yung Sprint is related sa Tribe, no? Maybe if you
Oo.
can give an idea bakit siya... kahit short lang, ano yung kailangan mo gawin doon?
Oo. Yung sa Sprint is more on connecting lang talaga. Parang magko-connect ka lang
Okay.
everyday. So, yun lang yung requirement. So, yun,
Okay.
medyo matrabaho
So,
lang siya ng
nagsabay.
konti. Oo, nagsabay sila.
Gotcha.
And ako kasi yung parang di ba, grupo-grupo kami. So, sa amin na 4, parang ako yung parang nagli-lead ng yung pala desisyon. So, nag-post ako sa Tribe kasi excited sa gano'n. Tapos, EUI pala, yan, may affiliate. So, ang nangyari from active to Sprint, naging sa pag-affiliate ako more active kasi parang sabi ko, ano din yun, 'di ba? So kasi nawalan ako ng client. So, syempre,
Right.
parang kinarir ko talaga yung pag-promote ng EUI. So, kahit yung friends ko, so actually may dalawa akong Facebook na account, and then yung isa nga yung personal, yung isa naman is yung ginagamit ko ngayon sa pag-engage with other freelancers. So ang ginawa ko is, my strategy was yung personal account ko yung ginamit ko. Kasi parang exclusive yung parang yung audience ko. So, people know me na I don't usually share about things na ginagawa ko. Yung parang naging open book ako bigla these days. So, may attached yung emotion kasi doon. So parang yun with the recent happening. So parang the past few days yung emotion ko parang nag-roller coaster siya na parang hindi ko na maintindihan ano yung nararamdaman ko dahil sa pag-affiliate kasi ito eh. So parang sabi ko, sige mag-affiliate ka pa. So, yun, parang nandun yung parang yung siguro sa emotion ko lang doon or probably I'm overthinking. So, yun, it's with me naman. So, parang nasa akin yung fault doon. And then, yung sa highs naman, actually, ang dami-dami kong wins, hindi ko lang sinishare kasi nga, hyper-focused ako sa pag-affiliate. So, nandun yung may isa ng coach na na nakakita ng mga post ko sa Facebook, siya na talaga mismo yung nag-approach sa akin. Sabi niya, "Hey Chris, I've been following you for a while now. I want to know more about your services," yung ganon. So parenting coach din siya. So natuwa ako. So yun, parang nag-usap kami na we will explore through a call. And then,
Right.
mayroon na rin ako actually isang client din na nag-sign na siya ng contract. So I'm just waiting for
Nice.
ang ginawa ko pala sa kanya, coach, is, di ba usually 50% down payment pag retainer. So 50% advance, tapos every 15 days magpe-pay. Ang ginawa ko sa kanya, kasi $400 lang naman with commission. Sabi ko, sige, 100% down payment before ako mag-start. So nag-okay siya doon. So pinirma niya yung kontrata, pero naka 10% commission ako. So yun, nakakatuwa yun kasi coach din naman siya. And then, may mga nag-reply din sa akin sa LinkedIn. So, sabi ko, hala, ang dami kong wins. Parang siguro hindi ko lang pinapansin because I've been too attached sa current na, kasi parang yung current na magsasolve sa problem ko, like financially, is the affiliate. So, parang, sorry na. Kinarir ko doon. So, parang ginamitan ko talaga siya ng social media marketing skills ko eh. Kasi I've been there, so alam ko kung paano siya nag-work. So, I basta inano ko, parang binigay ko, binuhos ko lahat doon. So sabi ko, sige, anuhin ko muna to, asikasuhin ko to. Though, hindi ko naman nababayaan yung sprint. So, yun, ano siya, it's really a mix of ecstatic emotion and then yung parang nanghina na bigla na parang hindi ko na alam anong gagawin ko. So, but as of now, medyo ano ulit, medyo nag-okay ako ulit. And yeah, hopefully, ang gusto ko na lang siguro is matapos na. Tapos na yung ano, yung Friday. So,
Mhm.
yun po, yun yung highs and lows po. But it's more of highs para sa akin.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Thank you for sharing. Palakpakan naman natin si Chris. Yan, daming it's life can be a challenge talaga, but it's a good problem to have, 'di ba? Dahil mong wins and okay mahiya mag-share ng wins. Actually, we want to feature you nga eh. Everyone actually. When you share your wins, we're working on something. Kaya ako rin nga actually nabanggit yung sa intern, but maybe we can talk about that a bit later. But because I want to increase our capacity to produce content din. And also part of it is for you guys to be featured internally, maybe in our digital solopreneur na group, para then we can share your wins and also magkaroon din kayo ng publicity with your offers. So win-win. Like of course it will put IS in a good light. At the same time, we get more exposure. So sometimes, syempre, we can hit our ceiling in terms of production. So I'm throwing it out there. Na-surprise din ako actually na marami nag-respond doon. To be quite honest, meron akong names doon na matagal nang hindi nakita na nag-comment. Na sabi ko, may mga na-activate na mga inactives. So, we'll work on that. So, feel free to share. And the more you share, actually, the more chances. Because hindi namin like, if you don't share it, we won't have a chance, diba, kumbaga, kami yung microphone ninyo eh. So, if you don't know about it, there's no way that we can brag about you, basically. So, yan. So, thank you, Chris. How about, meron ba gusto mag-volunteer to go next? Actually si Visno, I don't think we've heard from you before because laging like it's either you're driving or ano. Yan,
Hello
kamusta?
po. Hello po. Pasensya na sa boses ko. Ayun. Yung lows po, ayun po, na may sakit ngayon. Pero pagaling na.
Mm.
Tapos, ayun, sabi sa akin, parang isa na lang yata yung ano ko, SL sleep related. And then, yung up ko is yung, ayun, naisip ko ulit sa tatlong friends ko na nasa lining business. Using email copywriting and email marketing. And also yung pag-enroll ko sa EUI, ganun po. Yun lang yung nasasabi kong so far this week.
Great. Thank you.
Salamat.
Thank you din. Nice to hear from you. And nice to see you again dito sa call natin. So, if you have questions later, Vishnu, if you want to share, feel free after we do the round robin. You can ask Chels. Ito yung parang best recollection of how you came in. So, yan. Ikaw, Chels, kamusta ka?
Ayun, hello. Kamusta ba ako? To be honest, coach, buti nag-post ka sa FB. Nawala sa isip ko. Sabi ko, sobrang dami kong ginagawa. Nawawala na sa isip ko.
Right.
Before nga this call, may isa pa akong call ng 2. Shit, hindi ko rin napunta. Nawala sa isip ko kasi parang usually 2 to 5 yung deep work ko eh. So, medyo
Okay.
nawawala na sa schedule ko. So,
Right.
parang learning siya sa akin right now na maglagay ng alarm sa phone ko kasi every 2 weeks na lang naman to. So, kalimutan ko pa. But yun, ang highs ko, ano bang highs ko? Yun, medyo nag-i-enjoy ako recently sa pag-promote sa EUI kasi yun nga, parang I've been meeting a lot of people na hindi from my network pero parang kumahalat kasi yung sa affiliate bonuses kasi nag-tandem kami ni RJ. So she's a freelancer friend from EUI as well. Kasi parang meron kaming this surprise thingy na naisip lang namin out of the blue. So sabi ko, sige, let's do it din yan. So yun, because of that, medyo dumadami yung taong nakikilala ko. So natutuwa ako. And parang mas naging motivator for me yung may pa-raffle din kasi si EUI. Actually, mas focus
Mm.
ako doon kaysa getting people talaga to enroll. Kasi parang sabi ko, my promise to myself was to focus nga on the habits, on the routine. So, more on that goal, not really yung to enroll or have
Right.
a lot of people to use my link, ganyan. So, parang na-enjoy ako kasi it's new kasi we didn't do that sa Tribe launch. Eh. So, sabi ko, maybe we can do that as well kasi ang galing. So, you can see people actually posting nga. Kasi yun nga, also using Hearties, swipes, takin tulong, ganyan.
Nice.
So, isa yun sa high school. And also, feeling ko I'm losing weight. So, hindi,
Nax.
kasi sa totoo lang, sira yung weight scale ko. So, sorry, sobrang random lang na share ko kasi wala maisip. Sobrang,
Wins naman, highs naman, di naman wins, di ba?
kaya high talaga siya for me kasi for the first time in forever, na-enjoy ko mag-exercise, mag-workout kasi meron akong nakitang YouTube video na nirecommend din sa akin. Parang ewan ko, for some reason, ang enjoyable niya. Tapos, feeling ko nakaka-relate ako sa kanya kasi mom din siya ganyan. Tapos, hindi siya white girl. Hindi siya white girl. Kasi usually kapag mga ganun white girl, kasi ako makarelate eh. Parang sobrang ang
Okay.
sexy na agad nila. So yun,
Right.
tapos kasama ko rin kasi si Cells dun sa parang challenge niya to do yung exercise daily. And hindi kami nag-focus dun sa numbers on the scale. So buti na lang kasi wala akong. More on progress photos kami. So sabi ko, matry nga kasi I've never done that. So parang sabi ko, hala baka mas effective kasi parang nakikita ko nga kahit pa paano may small changes sa body ko. So wala lang, masaya ako.
Nice, nice.
Sobrang random lang ng mga wins ko. Tapos siguro last na, hindi ko sure kasi kung low stop, pero sobrang kinakabahan ako kasi right now I'm at the phase of writing a super long ass sales letter for a client kasi medyo high ticket yung binebenta niya. So, kabado lang ako kasi while I do write sales pages, hindi na ako ganun kasanay na ganun kahaba. Kasi yun nga, kasi it's long eh. So, parang kailangan ng more explanation, ganyan. So yun, medyo kabado ako. So binabalikan ko yung mga notes and lessons ko from my other courses. So I think it's taking a lot of my time, but excited kasi yun nga, I hope it converts and ma-reach namin yung target namin for the launch. So yun lang, wala akong masyadong lows I think, pero yun yung isa sa medyo low ko na kasi nagsasabay-sabay na yung ginagawa ko. Malapit na kasi yung mga launches ng client ko, so kinakabahan na talaga. Ayun lang, sorry na padaldal.
Thank you, thank you. Parang ito nga yung happiest na nakita kita sa office hours. Yes.
Talaga ba, coach?
Like for me,
Feeling
this is my
ko rin sa
opinion.
exercise. Parang ang laking tulong niya sa akin to boost my mood and energy. Ganyan.
Right, right. It's good, it's good. Naalala ko may isang session tayo lahat na parang lahat either galing sa sakit, may sakit.
Yeah.
So, ngayon medyo
we're
mas
on
maganda
health.
yung mood. No? So, thank you for sharing.
Thank you.
Yan. Right. So, ano naman, how about si Maris? Yan. There you go.
Hi,
Hey,
Coach.
Maris. Kamusta ka?
I'm doing well. So not sure if nakikita mo yung posts ko, but nag-start kasi ako ng social enterprise. So me and my husband are in a comfortable level of funding in terms of yung income namin. So napag-usapan namin way back in December, sabi niya, paano kung okay na yung kita natin? Would you go back to development work? Kasi before I went into freelancing, nasa NGO ako nun. Anyway, so yun, that's why I started yung social enterprise. And ang highest ko about that, yung products namin nasa Uptown BGC na ngayon. So we're consigning. Tapos, nakapasok ako sa Spark Accelerator program for crowdfunding. So, para hindi ako completely bootstrap. And ayun, nag-onboard na rin ako ng 2 team members to help me with both freelancing and several stuff. Tapos ano pa ba? I have two friends who got in touch with me who wanted to build an agency together. It was hard choosing between the two of them kasi they don't want to work together. Not because they hate each other or anything like that, but more like wala pa yung level of trust. Kasi syempre if you're putting up an agency with someone, dapat ano, malaki yung tiwala mo dapat sa kanila at sa skills nila. So, because hindi pa kilala nung isang person yung yung isa willing to work together, yung isa hindi. And ayoko naman ng pilitin. Ayun, so having that process with with a friend. Tapos may mentorship din ako ngayon that started last month, I think, as a mentor. Pero hindi ako yung main na mentor, parang saling kit-kit lang ako. Char. hindi naman ako saling kit-kit, but more like I'm just assisting the main person kasi it's about OBM. Hindi naman ako OBM, 'di ba? So, dahil hindi naman ako OBM, syempre, yung friend ko na OBM yung main person doon. Pero I'm helping her with yung structure, nung paano yung ako yung bumuo ng Discord server namin, ako yung nag-maintain ng server, among other things. So yun, natutuwa naman ako doon and meron din akong mga businesses na tinutulungan ngayon. So I'm helping like a couple of social enterprises with their marketing. And I'm doing that for free kasi I really want them to succeed kasi I feel like they're, alam mo yun, making a difference in so many people's lives. And I want them to maximize their impact talaga. Kaya I'm thankful na I've reached a comfortable level of finances to the point na kaya kong gumawa ng as many free stuff as I could for the causes I really believe in. Kasi kung tutuusin, ang laking effort ng pagpuput up ng social enterprise. Pero the fact na kaya ko siyang gawin ngayon and kung hindi ko man matuloy yung crowdfunding, kaya ko pa rin i-fund yung expenses ng social enterprise is something, I feel like that's a really big change. I feel like that's a really big win na hindi ko pala kailangan mamili between profit and being able to help other people. Kasi for a while, it felt like I had to pick it. Pero if I have enough profit pala, then that can spill over to actually having a social enterprise that can help a lot of people also. Pero yun nga, ang goal ko ngayon is to make that social enterprise at some point profitable din para we can reinvest into different things. Like one of my goals actually is to have enough funding na kaya namin magpatayo ng sa pang-kiln for Sagada Pottery. Pero hindi ko pa sinasabi sa kanila yun kasi ayoko umasa sila nang hindi ko panalo. Pero kasi sa mga goals ko. Anyway, sorry ang haba, but yeah.
No,
Thank
it's
you.
okay. Thank you. It's nice to see you again, Maurice, and glad ang dami nangyayari sa lahat, no? Like, everybody's busy doing a lot of things and parang general mood has been well. So thank you. But yeah, I'm interested to find out about everyone. Sige, si Ellen naman. Ellen.
Hi everyone. Hindi ko
Kamusta?
masabi kung highs and lows. Siguro sa highs masyadong mataas yung tag dito sa hindi ko. But siguro nandun ako sa middle overall. Siguro I feel better than the last week that we had an office hour. And yun siguro ma-consider ko na rin siya knowing kasi after you siguro try to express what you feel or you write or you talk to people, parang malaking ano siya, parang malaking nare-release mo na yun nga yung katulad nga nung sabi mo coach dun sa interview mo, parang cathartic. parang ganun siya. And then isa pa rin kasi is if you're a mom, you're busy juggling home tsaka work, parang wala kang masyadong time din na mag-emote. So, ayun, back to work. Kapag naman nakapag-isip-isip ka na, then you talk to people. Parang, ano naman, parang you bounce back, you go back to planning, tapos medyo naiisip mo na yung yung mga gusto mong gawin and what you want, what you plan. So parang ayun, generally I feel better. Siguro one win din na ma-consider ko kasi opening ng classes, and yung youngest ko, which is who's grade 2 actually. Yung mga usual na di ba, yung first day mga eksena sa school. Wala, parang siya, okay yung first day niya. Natutuwa naman ako kasi pag-uwi niya, dami niya rin stories. So, hindi siya umiyak or whatever. Basta iniwan ko lang siya doon. So, natutuwa na ako nun. And then, other things, looking ahead, siguro yun, medyo, I actually watched yung webinar ng EUI, and I'm also contemplating if I'm going to join. And natuwa lang ako since kasi nag-implement ako nung during that day. Na-enjoy ko siya, then I keep doing it na consistently every day. So siguro kung may mag-reply, ayun, yun yung major decision point sa akin. So I have until tomorrow to decide. Siguro yun lang for me.
Like I can feel. I remember the last session we had was a networking session, di ba? So you shared dun sa breakout rooms natin.
Yes.
And you were going through something then. No? So I'm glad to see that you're in a better space now.
Yes.
Thank you, Ellen. I'm not sure if Liz is the one before na parang medyo you're not too comfortable with sharing. Let me know na lang in the chat if you're game to unmute. For the meantime, I'll ask si Mark muna. Hey Mark, are you there? Parang wala pa yata siya. Baka away from keyboard. And so siguro with that said, siguro while we're here, siguro let me know na lang in the chat, Liz and Mark, no, if you're available na. Yan. So siguro balikan lang natin yung kay Michelle. Yung notes ko sa'yo, Michelle. Yung what got you I guess your experience, no? You mentioned na hesitant. Siguro firstly yung hesitation mo to post. Tapos when you got the responses, what was like the effect for you? So siguro it's a start. Why was it a big deal for you? Like what was the roadblock?
Yung pagpo-post mo. Ano
Oo.
ba? Kasi parang, hindi po kasi coach nung pandemic. Basta yun na yun nung start na ng 2020. Parang lumayo ako sa mga tao. Yun talaga yun, lumayo ako sa tao, the pandemic happened, naging mommy ako, ganyan. Tapos yung mga friends ko, they're on a different season, parang ako lang sa amin yung mom, ganyan. And then, parang I just felt like parang na-drain ako sa tao. Ganyan. And then, come 2021, and this is also one of the reasons why I joined EUI last year, no? Kasi parang, I wanted parang new people in my life. Hindi lang para magchismisan, ganyan, but to help me grow. Ganon. Kasi parang ganon para to help me grow in any way as a mom, business owner, ganyan. Kasi parang, hindi ko alam pero yan talaga, one of the reasons kaya ako nag-join itong IS, but I'm very selective of the people na parang i-allow ko na ngayon. Kasi ayun, may tendency ako na pag hindi ko na feel yung ginagawa ko, lumalayo ako. So ganun yung nangyari. Na parang matagal na walang update yung friends ko sa akin, ganyan, and then come itong affiliate. Parang na-relate nga kay
Mm.
Chris na suddenly you become so attached with your story, ganyan. Tapos share ka kasi hindi naman for me na para hindi lang para sa pera, syempre. Kasi yung raffle din, medyo marami na akong ticket. So ayun, ayun, parang medyo hesitant ako and meron kasi yung after ng I don't wanna share this, pero meron kasi after ng graduation ko, syempre, I waited 10 years in college, ganyan. Tapos
Mm.
shinare ko, tapos nagsabay na parang ang daming, parang I'm really taking my life in a different direction from where I was. Tapos may nagsabi sa akin na tapak lang daw ako sa lupa. So
Bakit
parang,
naman? Mm.
okay, hindi naman nagbabrand, ganyan. So ayun, natatakot, siguro yun, part of that, natatakot ako. And yun din na yung nag-affiliate na ako. Yun nga, sabi gaya ni Chelsea, kasi si RJ actually messaged me earlier. And last week na kami nag-reconnect. Tapos parang yung message niya, parang ang tagal namin magkaibigan. In a way na hindi lang to sugarcoat me, but really to confront din yung parang nararamdaman niya daw sa akin. Ganyan. Kanina lang kami nag-chat. Pero I super appreciate it. Kasi walang ganun sa akin noon. So, ayun. And natatakot. Yun sabi ko kanina na kasi parang sabi mo sa email mo after the webinar. Kasi sobrang parang hype after the webinar, ganyan. Ang dami ko rin, parang yung mga friend, even may mga college friends, mga katrabaho ko from 10 years ago, sobrang dami nilang nag-message sa akin. Even may high school teacher, nag-join siya sa webinar. So,
Oh, wow.
parang ako kasi hindi lang hype pero it's just me, parang feeling ko na I opened an opportunity for them and appreciate nila yung ginawa ko kasi may iba talaga sobrang haba pa ng message sa parang syempre kasi siguro dahil fresh pa yung graduation ko and some people knew how I struggled before. Nakikita nila ngayon na ito na yung ginagawa ko, ito na yung, ako na nag-open ng opportunity for others to earn more. Dati ako yung kailangan ng earnings, gano'n. So, ang haba na, sobrang gano'n. And then, ayun, ang dami ko na sinabi, parang I'm not making sense. Pero,
Go lang, go lang.
ayun.
Bigyan
And,
naman natin
ayun,
ng card si
sabi
Michelle.
niyo po na this does not happen all the time. And yun yung fear ko ngayon na when everything dies down, when the dust settles, baka ako mawala. Parang pag tapos
What do you mean by that?
yung parang kasi pag hindi kasi ako magaling mag-keep ng relationships eh. Pag hindi na ako kinausap, di na ako pinansin, hindi ko na rin papansinin eh. So parang kaya I only select a very few people na alam ko would hold the line for me and would check on me, which is why I also appreciate si RJ. Kahit parang kakamit lang namin. Kasi parang oh my gosh. Basta yun po.
Why did she reach out? Curious lang. Like,
Kasi yung sa niya, may scholarship siya na in-offer. Tapos,
okay.
shinare ko sa wall ko. Tapos may isa, yung naging mentee niya na ngayon, si Ariel. Parang nag-connect silang dalawa because of me. So, pinakita niya yung sample ni Ariel, ganyan. Nung mini-mentor niya ngayon for free. Sinend niya lang sa akin yung sample kanina. Tapos parang kinamusta niya ako. As in, sobrang daming, sobrang umaga kanina, cry na naman ako. Ano ba naman yan? Sabi ko, magbebenta na ako ng EUI, pero it's opening a lot of opportunities and network for me. So, ayun po.
Thank you.
Ewan ko kung nasagot ko yung tanong niyo.
Yeah. I mean, it's parang mas naintindihan ko where you're coming from with that now. And wala akong idea about like your relationship about that struggle on your end. Kasi like I feel about yung energy mo when we're on the call. So we haven't met naman in person. But I feel that you're not the type. Yeah, parang you're the type na parang kind and parang I mean you're consistently here. Kasi just because you're here for me, like I can see that you're somebody who shows up, diba? So it was a bit surprising for me to think that you're somebody who would abandon your friends. But I can also see na ako din, I would say na even I also do keep a small core group ng friends, no? Actually sa business friends, like even si J3, siya yung una-una kong na-meet as affiliate kami ni Brother Bo. Yun nga, siyempre nagsabi doon, medyo matawa pa si RT, no? Sabihin ko, makakarating sa kanya na once in his life, may
Oh
taba
my
siya.
gosh.
But, joke lang. But, ano siya, like, hindi rin ako social butterfly. And siguro for me, that's also my struggle in that sense. Even when I'm with an organization, sa mga face-to-face, hindi rin ako yung internally, like, share ko sa inyo. Tayo-tayo lang. Post ko. Hindi, okay lang. Hindi naman, not a big deal. Binibiro ako, sabi, oh, okay, baka So this is, usapan lang to. There's nothing planned for this. Baka kasi, lumabas, tapos baka may plano. But, biniro lang. Kasi kaka-meet up lang dun sa tribe. Tapos sabi, baka it's a good idea din na mag-meet up sa EUI. Tapos binibiro ako ni Franz. Franz is the one who wrote the sales letter. Sabi, dapat dumating din si Alan. Kasi hindi nga ako masyado lumalabas, di ba? So parang, kumbaga, meet up. Kami ni John syempre, dapat nandun. Baka ako daw hindi umattend. So, I mean, gets ko na yung ganong hirit and gets ko na rin yung ganong perception. But at the same time, I don't really care in that sense. Na parang, oo, ganun ako. Parang I own it na rin. 'Di ba na sometimes if it's something na siguro it came to a point na I'm not looking for an excuse kung ayaw ko lumabas. So may time na pag may meet up, it'd come up with different excuses not to go out. But there comes a point na parang kung hindi mo lang feel, parang hindi, parang I'd rather stay home, di ba? So, um, I'm not sure if it's making sense to you. But parang, kumbaga, I don't want you to think na ikaw lang yung, I mean, sometimes, maybe I do fail to show up then to my friends. But at the same time, I think yung sharing mo can really help somebody. And you did reason, di ba? I believe that words can change worlds then. Maybe not all the entire world all at the same time, but I guess one person at a time, no? Kasi, like, naalala ko when I was introduced to my biggest breakthrough in my career, I guess, yung nag-number 2 ako as an affiliate ni Brother Bo. That's kind of where big stepping stone siya. But if I look backwards, I only knew about the Truly Rich Club because I was attending a Forex seminar. Way back pa to, hindi pa yung type na Forex ngayon, but way back early 2010s. One of my classmate doon sa class mentioned that to me kasi Forex, diba, investing, actually trading siya. Then nabanggit niya sa akin yon. And I remember one of my emails was, I remember his name. His name is Mark. Naalala ko siya kasi kamukha niya si Chico and Delamar. So medyo hawig si Chico. Then, I would remember those moments. Na parang if I didn't meet him at that time, I'm not sure how things would be different. I might have discovered TRC later on. I might not have. I might have gone a different path. So, one of my emails nga noon is, my wish is to pay it forward and I become your Mark. So, nung ini-introduce ko yung TRC to them, diba? Kasi this might be the step na, actually baka magamit niyo yun sa copy niyo yun. But, kumbaga what you post din, maybe not face-to-face siya, but that could be your Mark moment sa ibang tao. Diba? So, we contribute in many ways. Some would be
I agree
meeting
with that
them.
quote.
Diba?
I
Yeah,
agree with
so,
that.
I have a similar experience din eh. Kasi parang what
go.
happened to me was, the person who introduced me to freelancing, I just saw her on the train. Tapos something in me just said, oh, talk to this person. So I said, if I see this person again, I'll talk to her. This is Mel Cabral. She was part of IS before. Tapos we kept in touch throughout the years kasi we clicked, ganon. Tapos I saw her post about the copywriting dojos in her circle. She was an affiliate. Kasi yun, just from that post, my life has been changed forever. And only because I saw this girl on the train and yun. ang whenever people ask me how I started freelancing, walang masyadong fluff eh. It's really, and parang I've been able to share my journey in that way, and people also were able to change their lives. And I hope, Michelle, you don't underestimate the power that you have for those people who are open to what you have to offer them. Kasi for me, same tayo ng experience, coach. There, I have a belief na if something is really meant for you, it will find its way to you one form or another. So maybe we were meant to meet those people. I mean, if hindi ko kinausap si Mel dun sa train, when my intuition was telling me, go talk to this girl, and I probably would have missed on one, a lifetime of friendship with this wonderful person, and two, um, starting a freelance journey at the time when it mattered the most. Ayun. Sorry, share din
Thank you.
ako.
Yeah. Ganda nga eh. And siguro on the flip side then, siguro it's something that it's also possible that maybe I could have met somebody na maka-billionaire na ako ngayon. That's also possible. And I missed that chance. 'Di ba? Kumbaga, at the same time, it also works that way. But I think what we need to understand din is parang we do have to be comfortable with where we're at. Kasi there's so many variables eh na pwede mangyari. So, mali mo may na-meet sana tayo na sa ibang bansa tayo ngayon. There's always ifs and buts. But I think what we can only do is, di ba? We can only appreciate where we're at now. And doon nga to the point of yung interview, si Ellen nagbanggit nun yung sa cathartic, no? Actually, pinagtawanan namin yung word na cathartic dun sa podcast with Neil. One thing that we touch upon as well, siguro before I go there, may gallery view ko itong sa atin ngayon. No? So I'm not sure if you're doing the same sa'yo. But when we look at that, sipin mo parang, I'm not sure if you'd agree, but if you look at it, parang lahat tayo accident. Diba? Like, none of us siguro planned that we're doing this right now. Nag-usap tayo at like 5 p.m. on a Wednesday talking about emails. I'm not sure like 5 years ago, this was something that's on your radar, diba? Definitely not mine, diba? So, it's funny din. That's why parang big din sa akin with what we're doing, because we can change lives eh. Diba? Kung nabago yung buhay natin with like online marketing and stuff, we can pass that skill on to an health coach, diba? Somebody who runs a clinic, somebody who helps pets, diba? So it can make an impact to others. Going back to my point, which is nalimutan ko bigla. But anyway, mabalik din yun din yan. But yeah, we're all accidents in many ways. Then there's this one passage that I wanted to share. Yeah, actually I'm checking my phone. It says that we are kept from our goals not because of obstacles, but because of the clarity of a lesser goal. And that parang was, I felt that was very powerful as well. Na sometimes, sabihin natin gusto natin mag-grow, no? Gusto natin mag-grow. Then just like what Harty was saying, no? She was very out of her comfort zone. 'Di ba? Because ito yung pinapagawa sa kanya, ito yung deadline, and you've been trained this way and you're doing this. But do you feel ba, Harty, like for that, you're growing by doing that?
Definitely growing. Yes. As a person, not just as the skill, but growing in every way, a lot of ways. Yeah.
Yeah.
As a person, how you deal with pressure, adversity, although syempre, it's not like I've never faced these things in life, but maybe in a different way, because etong skill na to, this is not what I do. For 20 years, I used to be a singer. So this is a totally different thing. So a different set of challenges naman yun, different adversities. And this is also different in a lot of ways. So may growth din, ibang, I'm at a different stage in life. I'm in my late 30s. So iba din. So it really took me out of my comfort zone, and in a great way. In a great way naman.
Yeah. And I think nakatulong that somebody is helping you, somebody's teaching you, di ba? With what you're doing. Kasi if left by in our own accord, di ba? To our own accord na parang hindi natin necessarily ipupush through siya. Kasi di ba, there's clarity in a lesser goal eh. Na ito na yung alam natin gawin. Let's just keep doing more of that. Di ba? Because going higher is scary. So I felt that that was really powerful. That comes from the book Be Your Future Self Now. It's kind of a friend recommended that to me. Kumbaga, try to live your future self now the way you want to live it para it can help you I think ito na dahil doon naalala ko yung dapat sabihin ko, yung be your future self now. So one of the things that we talked about in the podcast is, of course, all of us wants to grow. Everyone wants to earn more, do better, have more time. But would you guys agree? Siguro, put a thumbs up na lang if you'd agree that may narating na kayo where you are now compared to 1 year ago, like the Chelsea a year ago, the Chris a year ago. Would you say may narating ka ng ibang level from that person? Diba? So kumbaga, even if we feel that there's a lack in us, if somebody, like nabanggit ni Michelle when she was sharing her story, somebody out there, diba, would kill to live the life that you have now. No? Maybe it's not everyone. Maybe it's not a lot of people. Diba? But merong tumitingin sa'yo na parang, ay, gusto ko yung buhay ni Chels. Gusto ko yung buhay ni Ellen. Diba? We never really think of ourselves as that eh. Diba? Tayo yung lagi may ina-idol. Diba? Gusto ko maging ganyan, si Vicky Bello. Or hindi ko alam sino yung pwedeng idol natin. But athlete, diba? Laging aspirational yung ibang tao. But we never see ourselves as that. But when in reality, I'm sure within your peer group, diba? Say the freelancing circle, the market copywriting circle, meron mga taong maybe hindi super sikat, but parang I wish ganyan, I'm like that person more. Meron ba kayong na-experience na ganon? Na parang, I wish I have maybe not that life, diba? Maybe that life. Maybe I wish I was more like that person. But hindi mo lang na-realize, siguro there are others looking at you that way as well. Diba? Maybe the 1 year, the you 1 year earlier would look at the one, diba? The current Michelle, the current Ellen, the current Vishnu. Parang I like that. Tanggalin mo lang yung name, tanggalin mo yung identity, diba? So you might be idolizing yourself, you never know. Diba? But you never allow yourself to think that because that's weird and narcissistic. But diba? Parang if you look at it, somebody probably is looking at you and parang wishing that they were you. Diba? Maybe just an exercise for you to think about. Diba? So, hope that made sense for you guys. Yeah, just wanted to share that. Anyone wants to, have something you want to discuss, need help with? Yeah. Feel free to unmute if you want to discuss anything. So, yun. Kung ano lang, I like what Vishnu did pala dito. Sa chat, pinost niya yung highs and lows niya. So, I do encourage you guys, if you want, you can share as well sa FB group natin. That also helps us brag about you. Kasi what we would usually do is to go through the office hours. But sometimes, syempre, it can be lengthy. So, it's taking us a bit longer to retrieve those information. So, if you post them, people outside of the office hours would also see them, and maybe that is their moment na, ma-inspire and stuff. So I guess since wala pang tanong, ako na lang magtatanong. So, pero
Coach,
kayo na
may
bahala.
share
Sino yun?
ako.
Si Maris. Okay.
There was this really pivotal period of, alam mo yung feeling na, alam mo na sobrang pivotal nung moment na yun. And parang
Okay.
wala lang siya dun sa tao na who made that change in you.
Okay.
And ganito kasi, so I have a new coach, mentee niya ako. She's Canadian. Tapos she's
Okay.
also neurodivergent. For people here who don't know me, I have bipolar disorder and ADHD. So nag-undergo ako ng major depressive episode for the past 2 years. Kakatapos lang. Pero nag-grow pa rin ako nung time na yun. Anyway, before, I felt like ang hirap ma-reject. Even yung halimbawa pag magbibigay ng insight or input or comment yung mga tao sa work ko, I would look at it as rejection na. And when, and nung yung mentor ko, I told her about this experience na yung isang client ko kasi medyo harsh siya magbigay ng comments. Pero yun yung perspective ko nung una. As in, hindi ko man lang binubuksan yung email, hindi ko binubuksan yung document kasi natatakot ako dun sa rejection, so-called. Dun sa rejection. Kasi ang feeling ko talaga whenever people criticize my work in any way, it's some kind of rejection. Tapos tapos yung pivotal moment, na-realize ko na hindi pala rejection yun. It's a way for me to grow. Kaya nga nung sinabi ko na sometimes it matters more to approach with openness kasi kapag ang tingin mo sa isang bagay talaga, rejection siya kahit na it's a way for you to grow. Na-realize ko din nun, maybe I've been working with people who are not helping me grow kasi lagi nilang sinasabi, oh, your work is so good, ganito, ganyan. Wala silang comments. And lagi na lang nilang sinasabi na, oh, your work is amazing. Pero dun sa time na magkakaroon ka ng conflict or yung time na, at the time, depressed ako, so hindi ko na-take in yung comment nila. Pero when my mentor said, that's the nature of work, and at that point, parang feeling ko pinapressure lang nila ako. But when I sent the screenshots of the conversation to my mentor, sinabi niya, actually, if you look at this, and that, means that they want you to succeed and they're supporting you and they're giving you a lot of room to grow. Parang minsan, I feel like having mentors who tell you things as they are, not as you interpret them to be, really helps. Kasi, with those negative quote-unquote experiences, nun talaga tayo nag-grow. And sobrang pivotal yung moment na yun sa akin na, hindi ko pa, yung depression brain ko and yung anxiety brain ko was interpreting the situation as one thing when in fact, it is not the rejection that I find. It is not, but actually, instead of being a rejection, it was an opportunity, a moment where I could decide whether I was going to face it and grow or drop the ball and stay in my comfort zone. So, yung project na yun, stressful siya. Kakatapos ko lang. Pero, I feel like sobrang okay nung growth ko with this particularly difficult project na kakatapos ko lang. I just wanted to share that kasi maybe someone can find value na maybe you're not being rejected or maybe you're being given the opportunity to grow, to do something that's not within your comfort zone. And maybe you're also like me at that point in time, are faced with the option to drop the ball and stay in your comfort zone without confrontation or anything, or face whatever rejection there might be, and use it as a fuel for your growth to achieve a higher level of being and greatness, I guess.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for sharing that. It's very important thing. I remember as we plan yung TUI na launch din, no, one thing that na-discuss namin, no, is having, kumbaga saan yung not having your emotions attached to an outcome. No? Now, whether mag-flop ang launch, whether mag-succeed ka, not to tie up yung happiness mo to an output, to a result. No? Because if you have 10 straight blockbuster launches, then the 11th one flop, parang it nullifies everything else that you did, which is not true. Diba? Malay mo, nagkataon, nagka-pandemic, or nagkataon, nag-face-to-face na, like people weren't buying as much. So it's kind of detaching ourselves to the outcome. No, even recently, gusto ko yung sinabi ni Chelsea kanina about the habits. No, na parang one thing siguro that I've been contemplating as well, no, right now lang kasi we're focusing on launching with EUI. It's bringing back another version of Show Up September. I'm not sure if any of you were here when we did that. I think that was, hindi ko sure kung 2020 yun. So we did that. So ginawa namin nung September, every day, we had a prompt. Nandito ka na ba doon, Chels? For Show Up September. They don't remember.
I don't remember. Pero parang I heard, nga, may ganun. Parang,
So
yeah,
you
I remember.
want to bring back something like that. But probably not this September, but before year ends. Basically what happened, what we did was every day you write ang baba lang, like 100 words lang. Tapos we would give you 3 prompts. Tapos yun na, mag-write ka lang. If I'm not mistaken, sa FB group, sa IS, baka nga mahanap niyo sa IS yun eh. May tag yata kami na Show Up September if you want to see. Like may prompt, 100 words, tapos pipili ka ng topic. We'll give you 3 topics. Tapos ang point ang magsulat ka and i-post it within the group. Whether or not you use it outside, nasa sayo na yun. Minsan, ano lang siya, coffee or tea. Yun na yung topic. Tapos write 100 words about it. Para ang point lang is really to have you write something. Because it's super important yung habit eh. No? And I think there's one, si Miss Ida. So Ida used, I think she still sings, Hartley. So may kasama kang singer. Si Ida, she's a singer sa ASAP. So I think siya, so sabihin natin 100 words every day for 30 days. That's 3,000 words. I think she ended up writing mga over 10,000. Because pag nasimulan mo na, humahaba na eh. Dire-diretso na. So, we're looking at doing something like that. No? And ako din, binabalik ko din yung consistency in our content creation. And we're trying to simplify it. No? Sino ba yung dito? Who here has a list? Yung email list. Can you dito? Like thumbs up kayo dito sa reactions.
I might make one soon.
Okay. So Chris already has one. So the rest wala pa.
Ako,
So something na.
na sinasabing gusto ko magka-list, pero hindi ko pinapag-effortan.
You're not alone. You would be the first one that I heard of that. So you're in yun nga eh. So parang something na inisip ko is doing something like, so for example, if you'd agree, I don't know if you'd agree now, but I'm sure marami dito, kaya kayo nandito, I had the feeling na lahat kayo matyaga mag-aral, matyaga to learn, matyaga to improve yourselves. And I'm pretty sure there's topics that you could talk all day about. Diba? May topic na bigyan kita ng 30 minutes, you can fill that up walang preparation. Diba? Would you guys agree? Yan. Ako parang walang gusto mag-agree. Kahit thumbs up na lang sa camera, wag na sa reaction. Talk about myself, sabi Michelle. Diba? So I was thinking, ito yung idea. The idea of writing, sabihin natin, writing every day for 10 days. Is that, honest, is that like, sabihin natin, starting tomorrow, 10 days straight, kahit weekend, writing every day. What do you feel about that? Ano yung unang nafe-feel nyo pag yun yung task ninyo? Pwede kayo mag-unmute, you can type it in the chat.
Coach, yung sa
Michelle,
yung Facebook posts ko naman, lagi naman ako nag-share what I feel, what I think.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
Pero I think, kaya nga alam ko naman na meron akong pambala kung gusto ko magkaroon ng list. Pero in terms of things kasi, hindi naman sila lagi nagre-reply, di ba? So, di mo alam kung may nakakabasa. Pero sa Facebook kasi, ang comparison nung sa Facebook, nakakapag-comment sila agad kahit short lang na comment or ano. So parang feeling ko, at, at the start, hindi naman ganun kalaki yung magiging replies or something. Ewan ko, siguro kasi medyo medyo nagda-doubt ako kung kaya ko ba siyang i-sustain and paano kung
Okay.
walang mag-react, ano.
That's a great point. Funny kasi like for me, I never use reply as a measurement. Actually, masagot ako kung may magre-reply. Meron magre-reply, but I'm not sure it's because baka preferred ko, walang nag-reply. I mean, hindi naman sa preferred ko, hindi, wala mag-reply. But that never really, like for me, when I consume, like I'm sure I consume, nagpapasa din ako email, but I don't reply to every one of them. Pero may mga email na, ayos okay to But ang tendency ko is not to reply to them. So I was imagining like people reading my emails. Ganun din. Maybe siguro pag exceptionally okay, they feel compelled to reply. But I feel mas normal na walang nagre-reply, but they consume. I think that's the nature of emails then, no? Unless I ask them to reply, di ba? So for me, personally, that's for me. That was never my barometer. Of course, it's always good. So when I would repurpose email to Facebook, for example, makita ko yung response. Okay, this could have been the response, no, that I got from my email as well. Sayang wala ka dito, Marison. Like, I think the 2 weeks ago, I showed a video, di ba, nandito sila, Michelle, dan. A video of me reading an email to an audience. Just to kind of see, to your point, na wala nga masyadong nagre-reply, di ba? Sometimes you don't know how they react. So I showed a video of their response from that email. So, in many ways, I just wanted to show na it's impossible. Kasi maganda nga yung point mo, Maris, na hindi natin nakikita. So, yun nga yung purpose ko of sharing that. But, siguro going back to my point about yung challenge, mahirap to think of content for the next 10 days. But at the same time, meron tayong topic na pwedeng sabihin in 30 minutes, di ba? Without preparation. So, there's a conflict there, di ba? How do we translate that? So one of the things na parang naplano ko rin nga, or even this one, we can do it here, is maybe just choose one topic, di ba? Maybe just choose one topic. Then just think of, sige, pili ka, sino ba? Si Ellen. Ellen, can you give me like one, like you're into podcasting, di ba? You do work with podcasting. Just give me like one category of things in podcasting. So, siya may tech, di ba? May finding out
Coach,
topics.
tawag dito, mental health wellness.
Mental health wellness. But how about
Sure.
for example, when it comes to podcasting ba?
Ah,
Like mental health ng
podcasting.
podcasters?
But no, actually, I mean, siguro parang podcasters who are into mental health, or what do you mean yung about
In terms of
podcasting?
carrying out your work. So what do you do
Okay.
sa podcasting when it comes to podcasting?
Write show notes, write copy, write social
Right.
media captions, parang ganun.
Oh, so let's say social media captions.
Mm.
So, sino dito walang idea of how to do that? Wala nagsagot. Ako lang yata. So, si Harty. So, kung wala si Harty, walang idea, lumapit siya sa'yo. Do you think like matagal-tagal mo na siya ginagawa? Do you think you can give out like at least 10 tips for her on
Parang,
writing social media captions? Is that easy for you?
I think
Right.
so, coach.
Lang naman yan. Tagal mo na ginagawa. So, those 10 things, those can be your post for the next 10 days.
Okay.
Diba? So, just choose like one thing. Then, but kasi if you break it down that way, diba? One thing, writing social media caption, kaya ko to ituro. I'm sure I have 10 tips in me. Baka nga 50 pa on how to write it. Diba? How about choose 10? that could be your topic every day for the next 10 days. Diba? So if you break it down that way, hindi siya as daunting,
Mm.
diba? Yung pagsusulat. Like knowing that, Ellen, do you think you can do that? Compared
I
to
think,
kanina, writing 10 days straight, is it
yes,
more
coach.
doable now?
Yes, oo. I think
Yeah,
it's
so,
doable. Mm.
mm, yeah. So parang, yun yung isang challenge na sana gusto kong gawin sana sa atin. So we're
I
still like
also
polishing it.
thought,
Yeah.
I also
Ellen?
thought, coach, na kasi siguro each one of us ay in a day parang medyo meron kang mga quiet moments. And for example, as a mom, meron kang mga challenges and then you were thinking of, you're imagining of perfect solution for these specific problems. And then as for example, as a freelancer or siguro you have another interest, for example, like me, I like to be, I hope to live sustainably. Parang ang dami kong challenges na naiisip. So parang yun yung mga nag-resonate sa'yo on a daily basis. Meron ka laging mga naiisip. So minsan naiisip ko na if you don't think of it as a challenge, you think of it as a, why don't I write this down so I could go back to it or I could expound on it or probably could find solutions, those problems. Parang nagiging ano siya. Parang meron pala akong, parang naisip mo na parang meron pala akong masusulat or parang meron pala akong content, parang ganun. But if you think of it kasi as a 10-day challenge, parang the word pa lang, nagdodont ka na na will I ever make, will I ever reach 10 days consistently writing every day. Parang ganon. So, siguro yung naisip ko dun is really write something na yung ayun, aside from possible na American challenge and you're seeking solutions or something that you would like to research more and then you can write about it or probably talk to people what they do, kung na magko-contribute dun sa nahanap mo na na solution, parang ganon.
Yeah, I think siguro we're talking about this and I agree, kaya naman yun, di ba? It's the reason I bring this up din kasi I think everyone in many ways, di ba? We want to all build our own brands, di ba? Like, and there's one thing that I heard na ang ganda nga ng point niya eh. Like proficient hindi. I forgot the exact word he used. Yung parang pag anday mong forgot yung letter P siya. But it's better to be prolific yon. Prolific than perfect. Prolific meaning dahil mong output versus perfection. Kasi 'di ba for us, especially with emails, alam natin 'di ba mataas. You have to have yung to trust to be fully gained. Parang it has to have multiple touch points, 'di ba? And if you think about it nga no sa best friend natin. So I want to credit this one video by si Chris Do. I think it's a personal branding na video. I can share it later. Kung best friend natin, we don't judge yung conversations natin whether, oy, ang galing ang talino nung shinare niya. We never really judge it that way, di ba? It's the fact that lagi natin silang kausap. Lagi natin silang kausap. Kilala nila tayo, kilala natin sila. Di naman kailangan sobrang genius ng sinasabi natin, di ba? Just the fact that I see you guys every 2 weeks dito sa office hours, nabibuild din yung trust ko sa inyo. I can see that you make time for this. Like si Chelsea, nung nalimutan niya, she could have just easily blown off next time na ako sasali. But she decided to join. That tells a lot about her. Well, for me, personally, it says a lot about her. So, by showing up, di ba, parang dun nabibuild din yung, well, unknowingly, nabibuild yung brand ni Chelsea by showing up regularly. Di ba? Lahat kayo, nabibuild yung brand ninyo. Di ba? So, parang outside of these confines, ganun din yung sa inyo na being prolific, creating more volume, increases yung touch point, di ba? So, if it takes like 7 to 11 touch points to build trust, if bihira lang tayo mag-post, edi ang tagal nung process nun. But if you create regularly, mapa-fast track yun. Diba? And it's as easy as sharing like 10 tips. Diba? Again, the idea is the 10 tips is maybe may one or two there na sobrang mind-blowing. But if there are 10 solid tips, di ba, parang it's better to be prolific. Kasi yung friends natin, if yung friend natin is a best friend natin, ang daming tao, pag makita natin siya, hindi naman siya kailangan magdamit ng sobrang maporma, hindi kailangan, alam mo yun, eye-catching siya. Basta nakita mo, uy, kilala ko yan. Papansinin mo siya. Nandun yung trust, di ba? And you can replicate that by yung consistency nga. And there was this nga, I recently heard this na to emphasize the point. Can you tell, wag kayo mag-google, kasi related kay Google to. Can you tell me in the chat, ano yung kulay ng letter G sa Google? Yung first letter. Let me know in the chat. Yan. Diba? So, the correct answer is blue. No? And it has never changed ever. Pero tingin mo like minsan di tayo sure or red, orange, it can be different. Hindi siya instant. 'Di ba? Hindi siya instant. Kasi parang pink daw sabi ni ano. Hindi siya instant eh, 'di ba? But if you ask, alam mo ba itsura ni ganto? 'Di ba? Alam mo ba itsura ni Chels? Alam mo ba itsura ni Chris? Ni Visnu? Maalala mo agad kasi iba yung connection nung sa tao, 'di ba? So eventually when you build that brand, eventually you can expand it. Ang ganda nga nung sample niya is pag may event daw, pag may sporting event, for example, anong sporting event ba yun? Basta say, people would attend an arena event. The event itself, hindi daw super laki ng kita. Or may kita siya, pero ang mas malaking kita are the hotels around it. The hotels around it, the restaurants, the accommodation, the transportation, yun yung kumikita. Parang ikaw yung in many ways, parang tayo daw as a brand, personal brand, di ba? You have your own brand, your own agency. Ikaw yung event, di ba? You are the draw. Tapos, everything around you flourishes. No? One person I could think of, no? I'm not sure if any of you are familiar with Carlo Ople. Meron ba sa inyo kilala siya? Visnu knows, some of you guys don't know. Sino ba may alam? Outside of Visnu. Unbox, tama, si Mark. So basically, si Carlo Opte, well, now YouTuber siya, mainly, no? But he has businesses in, nabanggit ni Mark, Unbox. So he has in Green Hills. So he's into like yung mga cards, no, hobbies, yung mga shoes, etc. So he has Unbox, he has Upper Deck, events place, then meron siyang barbershop. Tapos anytime he has, dahil nag-share siya ng content sa YouTube, pag may event siya, like Unbox, sold out siya. Right? Instead of nagpo-promote siya ng ads about the event, because he has built that trust, no, sa audience niya. Ang dali niya nabenta yung slots doon, yung mga sponsorship. May barbershop siya, pinapakita niya behind the scenes, ginagawa yung barbershop. Ako nga, alam ko may barbershop siya. Never naman sobrang bira ako mag-Green Hills. But alam ko, behind the scenes, habang binibuild, nakikita ko yung blanco pa lang, etc. So, di-document niya. So, because of that, na parang siya yung magnet. Then, everything else he touches, ang dali na i-convert. No? So, yun, yung focus on being prolific than being perfect. Ang layo, no? From 10 tips, naging ganun. Pero yun kasi yung punto niya, that we don't measure it. Na-share ko na to before, di ba? We don't measure it by likes, di ba? Just ang goal mo is 0 likes, 0 opens. Yun yung goal mo. Kasi outside of that, hindi na natin control yun eh. Di ba? And if you keep doing that, you know, like ako nagugulat din ako. I'm using a software called Sociamonials. Nakuha ko lang sa AppSumo. So what you do there is, for example, I have several Facebook groups and pages. I could put it there. Basically, it posts to several social media platforms all at the same time. So, what I did, even yung post ko kahapon, yung interview ko kay Neil, mainly, I wanted to post that in the Email Marketing Philippines Facebook group. But since nandun na ako sa social monials, all I had to do was click, oh, sige, post mo na rito sa itong group, sa itong page. It wasn't really additional work. So, nagulat ako dun sa Alan ko na Facebook page. So, I don't really touch a lot. Maganda engagement niya, like may 70 plus na nag-engage, then may nag-share. Then, what I know, hindi ko pa naisip na the day before, I even shared something kay Louis C.K. about giving freely. That post even had more engagement. And parang hindi ko na siya naramdaman kasi I just had it automated. But I think that can help your brand as well, no? If you keep consistently posting, and kahit simple lang, it doesn't have to be yung parang nobela. Like tips lang. If you found a new software, share that software, di ba? If it's really just, plano ko nga i-share yung, I'm not sure if, alam mo yung sa Google Doc, di ba? If you want to insert a table, I'm not sure if you guys are using this. Hanap ako ng Google Doc na naka-open. So, kailang sa client to. Buray ko muna yung name. So, I'm not sure kung alam niyo na to. Or baka ako lang late naka-discover. But usually, di ba, if you add a table, insert table, yeah, no? You have to do that. So, ang shortcut niya, si Google Doc pala, parang Notion na rin. So, you can just put @ table. Oops, table. So, yan. I'm not sure if any of you... So, good. Like, simple tips like this, that could be something that you could use. Diba? So, ano pa ba? Parang Notion na siya eh. Like, you could see the checklist, numbers. So, it's much easier. This could be like one tip na. Diba? One tip
Good
sa
thing
email,
you
one tip sa
mentioned,
social media.
Coach.
Mhm.
Good thing you mentioned. Actually, minsan naiisip ko, bakit pwede ko tong i-share? Kaya lang naisip ko baka naman alam
Yeah.
na nila to or baka hindi nila magustuhan. So, hindi nila ako
Yeah.
nagpo-post.
Sino dito bago to? Itong thing na to? Let me know in the chat.
Yung
Okay, Mark
Par-
bago. Yeah.
yung table
Sino yung alam
ginagamit
na?
ko, Coach. Pero yung
Right. Pero yung
ginawa mo yung parang hindi
At.
pa.
Right. So, I think si Vishnu, Hardy, Mark. So, like, sa'yo din, Ellen, di ba? So, like, that's half the room. So, half the room doesn't know it yet. Di ba? So, I mean, that's decent enough, di ba? For the half the people who didn't know, mag-improve yung ano nila. Di ba? And the people who do know, baka hindi nila ginagamit. Di ba? It's a good reminder. So, I mean, things like as simple as that could be helpful, di ba? And para hindi, in many ways, you're just documenting what you're already doing rather than creating content, di ba? So, yun lang. Just wanted to share. So, palang pagmayabang yung konting tech skills na alam ko. Yun. So, yan, wala naman siya nagtatanong eh, kaya dal dito. But, we can end naman kung okay sa inyo. Hindi naman natin kailangang pilitin. But yeah. All dog learning new tricks. Bago ba sa ito, Chris? Yung @ Or nagagamit
Oo.
ko na siya?
Yung
Okay,
at
okay.
bago lang. Pero
Okay.
marami akong ginagamit na na parang features ng Google Doc. But more on
Right.
sa Google Sheet talaga ako nakaka-discover. Like yung mga formulas na aaliw ako doon.
Right.
Like lalagyan mo ng
Yeah.
date ngayon, tapos gusto mo ng parang prediction ng example dapat after 6 days makita ko na dapat makita yung after 6 days na date dito para may may sign ako na kailangan ko to i-follow up yung ganun. So
Oh,
naaaliw
yun.
ko
I
sa
mean,
mga ganun.
you share that. I'd be interested to find that out, diba? Ewan ko sa iba, diba? But yeah, that's
Sa
something
Google ko lang,
cool,
sa
diba?
Google ko lang din yung kasi pag napapaisip ako, wait, may ganito pang feature sa sa Google Sheet. So ako, magtatanong ako kay Google. Tapos makita ko, ay meron. So sige, try natin yung formula. Ay meron, ay ang galing. So parang
Diba?
ako, nasasanay ako gumamit ng mga formulas doon.
And yung pag na-feel mo yun, malamang na-feel din ng ibang tao yun. Diba? Na kailangan din nila yun. So parang huwag natin overcomplicate yung content. And ideally, of course, if you're gonna post the 10 tips, ideally, you look at it long term na parang, what do I want to be known for as well? 'Di ba? Not just random 10 tips na, say, gusto mo maging e-com copywriter, malamang doon umiikot yung tips mo. Hindi naman sa paggitara, hindi paglinis ng ano, ng pipad ng aso, mga gano'n. Siyempre dapat related para ma-maximize mo yung effect niya. But yun, para wag natin i-complicate yung content ba. Naalala ko, one of the biggest, isang post na naging fairly useful for a lot of people. I forgot saan ko pinost, but it was really as simple as a convert. How much yung PayPal fee? Like if you get paid this amount, tapos pasok mo input mo yung amount, tapos ito yung PayPal fee. Nakita ko lang, I felt, kasi ang ginawa ko doon, ay gusto ko malaman yung net amount kasi i-add ko yung PayPal fee para alam ko magkano i-charge ko sa client. So when I did that, may ganun palang tool. So shinare ko lang. Kasi ang dami palang may gusto malaman nun. So sometimes we just overcomplicate what people need eh. Diba? So mga tips and hacks like that could be useful. Actually, ginamit ko yung planner, yung IS na planner. Every day nagsuot ako ng 5 ideas. Minsan piga na eh. Kung wala akong maisip, like I'll think of one topic and 5 ideas doon. So nakakapuno naman ako ng 5. So if you want to use it for that purpose, diba? May nanonood ako ng hospital playlist. I'm not sure if anyone of you have watched that. So, minsan nag-aagawan sila ng resident. Gusto nila magkaroon ng resident para sa specialty nila. So, ginawa nung cardiologist. Basta heart siya. Sabi niya, may med student. Gusto niya mag-specialize siya sa heart. Sabi niya, lapit kayo. It was a baby. May inoperate siyang baby. Tapos, success yung operation. So, yung ginawa niya, pinahawak niya yung heart. Tapos, ang lakas ng tibok. Nagulat siya. Ang liit ng bata, ang liit ng heart. Ang lakas ng tibok. Tapos, tumingin sa kanya yung students. Yeah, I want to go sa card. Yun doon sa specialty na yun, sa heart. That is, stoic lang yung guy. Tapos, panlabas na siya ng OR, sabi niya sa nurse, ka-fill up mo na sila ng commitment contract. Baka magbago pa isip. Yun pala yung goal niya. So, kumbaga yung experience na yun, diba? Having that, making them feel something, yung maranasan nila, it's a great way to persuade. It's like another way of showing, not telling. Diba? Pwede niya ipilitin sila to get that specialty. Pero pag na-feel nila na parang, wow, ito yung impact na nagagawa ko, I want to do that as well. So, ba't ko ba nga sinabi yun? But anyway, this is just to encourage you, to simplify yung creating that. Kaya ko pala sinabi is, sinulat ko siyang idea sa planner, dun sa journal. Like, the idea there is the demo. Diba? To demonstrate. That's a story I could use on the power of demonstration. So, kaya ko siya binanggit. So, sometimes, may ma-encounter ka, automatic lagay ko sa notebook. Pero sometimes dry. Yeah, I think of category, I think of, like, kung kulang pang 3, I'll think of 3 tips on, say, subject lines. Diba? 3 tips on sending emails fast. So, one is duplicate your past email para nandun na lahat. Edit na lang. Diba? Ano pa ba? Like, have a regular rhythm kung kailan ka mag-send ng email. Like, every day, every Thursday, 4 p.m., for example. Diba? Ano pa ba? Isa, emails fast. Always have, for example, write, have a fixed look, diba? So, font size, spacing, ganyan. So that, wala nang guesswork. And again, actually covered din siya ng i-duplicate mo na lang, diba? Having a checklist, diba? So, subject line preview, test your email, check all the links are working, read for clarity, for typo, diba? Make sure, may tinatawag ako yung offer box, diba? 3 ways I could help you. Make sure nandun yun. So, having a checklist like that lessens the chances of mistakes. So, mas mabilis ka makasend kasi alam mo na ano hahanapin eh. So, like yan, on the spot, di ba? You can think of ways na malagay ko na yun sa planner. Dapat nga, buti recorded naman. Sulat ko na yan. Yun na yung input ko for today. Pero, yeah, I mean, that's something that you can do. No? And I encourage you, if you have something you can share, di ba? It could be like a few words. Just even just think of it as tips. If you can keep doing that consistently, it can help you out. And to the point of Michelle, di ba? Takot ka baka after UI, baka wala na ulit. Maybe that's another thing that you can share, no? Behind the scenes, document what you do, no? I think we discussed this quite some time ago. Actually, napag-usapan namin to ni Chris dun sa call namin. And I share ko lang, Chris, no? Like, some of you might not know it, but meron na kayong, sino dito yung one day gusto magbenta ng own digital product nila? Or maybe a course, or ba si Michelle, how about others? Si Mark. Yeah. Yan, maybe. Okay, marami, 'di ba? So baka a lot of you might not realize, alam na ni Cristo, so hindi siya pwede sumagot. But a lot of you might not realize, but meron na kayong product within you, nagawa na. Okay? So what I mean is, what we don't realize is our process, di ba? People, the same way yung logic kanina, that somebody is looking at you wishing, ako si Chelsea, sana ako si Chelsea, ang galing-galing Chelsea. Sana ako si Harty. Hindi lang sa pagkanta, pati sa pagsulat. Yan. But what we don't realize, no, is like, in the process of carrying out our work, we are creating assets. No? So, for example, yung, di ba, na-feature natin si Michelle sa UI. You're one of the success stories na feature namin doon. Yung naka-close ka ng deals. The proposal you sent to close those deals can be sold as a product. Di ba? So, itong 3 proposals na to, close like $2,000. I can sell these proposals. Dagdagan ko na ng breakdown. So, mag-zoom ka, i-record mo sarili mo, i-breakdown mo yung proposals na yun. Ito yung sinulat ko, bakit ko sinulat to, blah, blah, blah. That could be a product. Diba? The process, the workflow that you did. Diba? It could be, you could have a checklist. Diba? You could have a checklist of what you go through before you send an email. Diba? That could be a lead magnet. Diba? That could be a product. It could be a bonus. No? Here's a call I did with a client, a live call where na-close ko siya. Diba? Of course, that could be a bit more tricky unless you can blur the other person out, diba? Or you can blur but the fact that I'm sure there are people interested, na-close ko tong 10K deal, ito yung interview namin, paano ko siya na-close. I'm sure people would like to know that, diba? And ito yung concept na, I think we talked about this quite a while ago. I'm not sure if nandito kayo noon. The idea of selling the sawdust. Diba? So, kumbaga nag-chop down ka ng puno, you're turning it into lumber. Diba? In the process of turning it into, mula puno to like plywood, 2x2. Hi, Thea. So, in that process, from puno to 2x2, mga 2x2, diba may sawdust yun, ilalagay mo eh. And yung sawdust na yun, that could be sold. Na may bumibili nun. So, a lot of you guys, you're turning ideas into like emails. Diba? You're turning instructions into sales pages. In the process of creating that final output, may sawdust kayo nagagawa. Diba? You're doing research. You're editing work. You're creating ideas. Diba? So all those steps, you're creating sawdust. Diba? You're creating sawdust. And all of those are part of a successful campaign. And if you can still sell bits of a successful campaign, diba? Any campaign, anything you do has value in it, diba? And if you can position it as that, powerful siya, diba? It can be a product in itself. I remember Aiza, sayang wala si Aiza dito. She was thinking, she was thinking about yun nga, offering digital products. She was thinking of yung bonus niya for EUI. Marami daw na FOMO. She was thinking of offering that as a product. No? I remember when she was doing the 14-day rapid list building challenge. Yun yung tinuro ko, yung tools over tips. And one of the things that she shared was her parang commenting strategy to get the attention of the leads. So, pinakita lang niya, wala siyang ginawa actually. Ginawa niya, kinuha niya yung mga screenshot ng comments niya kung saan nag-respond yung client. And parang breakdown lang niya. No, but she was already doing it. So, lead magnet niya yun. And that could also turn into a product. Di ba? So, just look at your work, yung mga draft ninyo, yung mga proposals ninyo, yung hard drive nyo, ito na lang, mas madaling intindihin. Yung hard drive nyo, valuable yan. May willing bumili ng hard drive ninyo, I bet. Di ba? Yung hard drive ninyo, may willing bumili. Well, hard drive or Dropbox, I'm sure people would like to see into your Google Drive. Alam mo yun, ito yung mga ginagawa ni Michelle, ito yung ginagawa ni Liz, ni Mark, ni Chris, di ba? So parang, di ba, if you think of, nga no, meron kaya mag-offer ng access na yun. Pay me this much, then for this amount, you can get access to my Google Drive. Ano yun? Basta tanggalin mo yung R18. Pero, yan. But anyway, ganun siya, di ba? Parang, you think about it, baka mayroong bumili nun. I remember may example si Russell Brunson about creating an offer. Like, an iPhone, say, is $1,000. Sabi niya, how do I sell this for 10K? Sabi niya, sa loob ng iPhone, use iPhone na yun, di ba? Then, sige, benta ko sa'yo. Pero nasa loob yung number ni Richard Branson, ni Tony Robbins. Di ba? Yun yung example. I'm not sure if any of you saw that. Tapos, nandito na rin, lahat ng course na binili ko ever sa buhay ko, dinownload ko dito. So, he can charge more for it. Diba? So, parang it's similar concept na itong hard drive na nakasave dito lahat ng campaigns ko that generated, like si Chelsea, meron ka nung EUI na plaque, di ba? What I did to achieve this, di ba? Lahat ng ginawa ko, nandito sa hard drive na to. So, and you can see, di ba? May product ka na in your possession. It's really up to you. I bet all of you can do that. Gawa kayo ng Google Doc, i-promote niyo siya. Di ba? Like, a Google Doc na sales page lang. Then, you might have your first sale of your own first product. You can, ito pa, like, selling a course or selling anything is much harder than creating the thing. So, right? So, think about it. It's infinitely harder to sell a course than to create one. Right? Does that make sense? It's infinitely harder. Kasi, pwede ako first everything I did, pre-sell ko siya. Pre-sell ko siya. Like, kasi yung list building bootcamp, that was the first everything I sold. I was working full-time until Saturdays. Nag-prepare ako for a wedding. Wala akong masyadong time. So, I really didn't have time to film something, to risk, like, say, 10 hours of my life filming something na hindi ako sure kung may bibili. Because time for me is really, really important. So, nung time na yun, ginawa ko, I sent an email. Ito yung gusto kong gawin. Wala pang ang details, outline lang. Ito yung matutunan mo. Kapal na mukha. Bullet 1, 2, 3, 4. Tapos may link lang ng PayPal. PayPal. Then, I think 11 people bought at 8K. Tapos ginawa ko, kapal pa nga na mukha. Isa pa, May. Sabi ko, July pa available. Tapos live pa siya, weekly pa. So, tagal ko pa pinahintay yung tao. What just goes to show na it's infinitely harder to, well, it's not it's harder to sell something eh. Kasi I could have recorded that, then try ko ibenta. May risk talaga na walang bibili. Diba? So, since may bumili, mas ginanahan din ako. It's easier din for me to do it. Diba? Kasi, if you record, ano pa problemahin ko? Maganda ba yung mic ko? May lighting ba ako? Okay ba yung internet ko? Ang daming pwedeng obstacle eh. Pero pag nabili na, may nagbayad na, di ba? okay, wala akong mic, edi may pera na ako pambili. Or, di ba, you have more assets as well to drown the excuse. But in reality, di mo na kailangan. Dati nga, wala pa akong matinong mic. Nakakatawa pang story, 1st May, sabi ko July kasi para may time ako to prepare. Ang na-prepare ko lang yung week 1. Yun lang yung may slides. If you will see in this building bootcamp, after the first lesson na may slide, lahat mind map na. It's not by design, it's because I didn't have time to create slides. I was planning in mind map. Shit, wala na akong oras. Mind map na lang. So kumbaga yun. Like, if that's your dream, diba, to sell something, you're much closer to it than you think. You're much closer to it. And you have so much assets that maybe you don't realize na people are willing to pay for. It doesn't have to come in a fancy membership site. You don't have to have everything that you think a guru needs. Diba? As long as you have an offer in a market, you can sell anything. Diba? I mean, shit, before the year end, baka nga gusto yung may benta kayo eh. Benta kayo ng something. Kung mawala, I mean, mag-offer kayo every week ng something different, 10 times, then may isang bumili, di solve na lahat, diba? you sell it first. Diba? So, I mean, yung mga bonuses niyo for EUI, if hindi nila kinuha, maybe, I mean, the fact that people want to get your bonuses, diba, means it's worth something. Naalala ko nga, there's this one story na, magtanong naman kayo but hindi naman to, ayoko mag-monologue, but there was this one person na kwento sa akin. He bought a course several times. The same course, ulit because he wanted the bonuses. He was paying for the bonuses. So I think it was foreign person, like $2,000. He bought like 5 copies of the same product because he wants the bonuses. So if you have referrals that are buying through your link, that's a good sign that you might have something that's worth money. No? So, naalala ko nga, ang nagsabi sa akin actually kami ni Jan medyo hands off kami sa affiliate because like J3 can handle that. No, so actually na-realize hindi ko nga alam anong giveaways eh. We just gave him a budget. Ikaw bahala. May tiwala kami sa'yo. I think, if I'm not mistaken, may monitor, di ba? May monitor ba? May headphone? So,
Nissan Terra daw, coach.
Isang tera?
Nissan Terra. Nissan Terra.
Nissan. Yung laruan lang yata. Hanggang doon lang yung yung budget. Binigay. But, saan ba ako sa point na yun? But, ayun. Yeah, yung sa offer. Yung kay Darwin is, I think, if I'm not mistaken, may nagsabi lang sa akin na parang he has a sales page for his bonuses. Parang gano'n. Na parang ang haba daw. Hindi ko nga sure kung mas mahaba pa sa sales page ng EY. But, I mean, you can imagine he could sell that. Diba? So, kayo din, may bonus na kayo. That's a good sign. Diba? That's a good sign. And, if walang bumili, edi gawa na lang kayo ng ibang offer. Write something sa Google Doc. I-offer mo ulit. Diba? So, yun lang. Selling it is infinitely harder. So, do it first. Pag may bumili na, mas madali na gawin yung product. Kasi what will happen is, kung ano yung sa sales page, you'll have to fulfill on that what you promise. Diba? Mas mahirap yung gawa na, hindi gusto ng tao, tapos itatumbling mo sa sales page para it sounds interesting. That's always infinitely harder, I mean. No. Yan. Diba? Nagra-rumble lang ako so feel free to jump out kung
Coach,
sawa na kayo.
may tanong ako.
Yeah. Go.
O, itatanong ko na lang kasi 10 minutes na. No? Tawag na. Ito na hindi siya masyadong related sa topic natin ngayon. It's about my
Go lang.
client, yung bago kong na-close na client. Actually, na-close ko kasi siya, hindi ko siya kinausap. Nakausap ko
Okay.
yung VA niya, pero nakuha ko yung mga
Okay.
challenges niya and all that. So, yung setup namin is, I will have 10% commission sa mga sale na magagawa or mag-generate ng emails ko. So, wala kasi siyang like tracking sa email. So, ang gagawin namin is meron na lang akong affiliate link na gagamitin sa emails. Para, di ba, parang
Mhm.
pag binili nila, diretso sa Thrive card ko. So,
Right.
ang iniisip ko kasi may membership siya. So yung membership niya tag 297 yung annual. Tapos yung monthly nun is nasa $37. Yung $37 per month. So parang ang na-end up na agreement namin is kung monthly ang kukunin ni member is yung first month lang ang may 10% ako. So parang yung mga next month wala na. So di ba kung monthly yung bibilhin, lugi ako lagi. Pero okay lang sa akin kasi ano naman parang there's a way to convert them into annual. So pag annual naman yun talaga makukuha ko yung 10%. So do you have any idea like tawag nun, if yung general idea lang na kumbaga paano ko mas ma-promote yung kasi yung parang sabi niya yung lifetime value daw ng mga members niya is nasa averaging 4 months lang. So, yung parang matulungan ko si client na mag-increase yung average, I mean yung lifetime value ng mga members niya. So parang, siyempre, pareho kami ng goals na mas marami yung magpa-enroll ng annual kasi nagre-renew naman pa rin sila kahit the next year na kasi parang continually meron siyang update dun sa membership. So parang gusto kong maka-ano lang ng ideas na paano pa namin mas ma-encourage yung sa annual,
Yeah.
yung mga yung mga prospect at saka yung mga naka-monthly na mag-annual sila. So aside lang
You
sa
want
nandun
them
na yung mga
to-
bonuses,
Right. You want them to upgrade to the annual
Yes.
plan
Mm-mm.
sa mga, okay. So, ang average na is 4 months.
4
Let's
months.
say. So, that's 37 a month, no?
Yes, coach.
Tapos, annual is 297.
Yes.
So gusto niya ma-increase siya to 97. So, something that what you can do. So, lumalabas, ang average niya is $148, 37 times 4, di ba? So, that's their lifetime value. So, something that you can do is maybe offer for a limited time. Or pag malapit na sila mag third month, fourth month, no? Maybe you could give them a one-time offer na if they renew now, they could just renew to say 247 or 197 for a year. 1 year's worth na yun. Di ba?
Oo. So,
Kasi
parang
you're getting
discount.
parang discount siya. Kasi you're getting 148 anyway. Di ba? So, at least kung kunin niya yun, membership site naman siya eh. Di ba? So, parang
Oo.
wala ka naman physical papadala.
Wala.
So, rather than just get them 148, you can get, say, sabihin natin, 197. So, that's 197 minus 148. Diba? So, that's a 33% increase. Diba? Diba? So, actually, pwede mo nga i-offer yun right upon first month pa lang eh.
Oo.
Diba?
Totoo.
So, subscribe siya, $37. Just add, say, 197 minus 37. Just add one time only, just add $160. So, lalabas 197. Parang you can get 1-year membership. Just one time. So, yung 148 na 4 months siya maiipon, makuha siya ng 197 upfront. Diba? So, pwede siya. Of course, siguro, I'm not sure lang with the timing on when you do that. No, kasi baka lang ma-cannibalize wala naman mag-annual. Kung alam nila may ganun, 'di ba? So maybe this is something you offer perhaps like 3 months into their membership. 'Di ba? Parang as an incentive for them. 'Di ba? Kasi alam mo malapit na sila bumitaw nun eh.
Oo.
Diba?
Parang nakaano na rin sila eh. 'Di ba naka-quarter na sila eh. Quarter membership. So
Naka-quarter
parang,
na, oo.
it's time to ano.
Yeah. So pwede mo siyang i-alok. Kasi doon 37 times 3. So nasa $111 na. Baka pwede mo i-alok doon. Hey, rather than pay another month if you enjoy, 'di ba, the past 3 months, diba? If you got value from the past 3 months, rather than paying another $37 per month, or sabihin natin kalabas yun na kung 1 year, $444, diba? Parang you can offer a special deal, diba? Just pay $197 now. Just, it's good. It's gonna be good for a year. Pero yung renewal niya is $297, diba? $297 yung renewal. So that's an offer you can give na parang, kasi mawawala na rin naman siya eh around that time.
Oo.
So
Mas
why
mabuti
not?
pa bigyan
Wala.
ng ano.
Yeah, diba? That's something that you can
Diba?
do.
Okay. Thank you, Coach.
Welcome. Yan. Sige, picture mo muna tayo. Baka may mag-drop off. Habang marami tayo. Yan. Right. Ready? Yan. 1, 2, 3. One more. Nakakaliw kanina, Chelsea. Nakita ko naka-gallery view tayo. Napagsalita si Michelle, nakita ko nagtatali ka ng buhok ni Thea. Real world. Yan. Sige. Smile ulit. 1, 2, 3. Alright. Sige, share ko sa FB group. Thank you. Have a great rest of your day. See you guys
Thank
soon.
you. Thank you, Coach. Thank you, guys.
Thank you po.
Thank
Thank you
you.
po.
Thank you
Bye-bye.
po. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Ay, Athena nga. Sorry.